Hello everybody, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary Let's Play of this channel, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. The reason why Star Wars The Force Unleashed is one of my favorite games of all time. Literally being, and actually, this is coming from me, generally, I know I say this a lot, the game I have played the most. The Wii version of this game, I have played so much so, I have even memorized the cheat codes for it. I have beaten the game well over 100 times. This game, the PC/Xbox version, well over 50. This game is a game I know in and out by hand. Without further ado, let's start the new game. Also, the reason that, if I'm going to say this, the reason I'm actually doing this playthrough, or this Let's Play for, well, the 100 subscribers / 1 year anniversary, this is the game that originally got me into Let's Playing. This was originally supposed to be the first Let's Play I ever did. Back in 2016, was it? 2018? But, no, it was 2020. Back in 2020, around, like, March. But, due to many situations, mainly laziness, and also I do not know how to use OBS really that well, I decided to push it back all the way to, well, they kept going back and back, until I started playing with things, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. So without further ado, let's start Star Wars The Force Unleashed with one of the best intros in any video game. Also, first up, we can choose between either the main game, Hoth DLC, the Jedi Temple DLC, or the Tatooine DLC. I'm going to say this, we will be going through all these DLCs, but with the Jedi Temple and Tatooine DLC, you want to play this in this order. You want to beat the main game, play the Jedi Temple DLC, Tatooine, then Hoth. So, but first up, Star Wars Unleashed. Now, here are the main difficulties. Apprentice, fast-paced and exciting action as enemies are relatively weak and can be defeated using your basic force power, perfect for novice force wielders. Sith Warrior, which is a challenging adventure that requires some tactical thought and varied force power used to overcome your foes. Sith Lord, difficult combat against enemies that can only be defeated through great skill, strong determination, and thorough understanding of the Force in all of its applications. And then lastly is Sith Master. Only the most experienced masters of the Force build to vanquish their enemies. I have played Sith Master once. The farthest I made it was, I think, the 4th stage in the medical facility, and then I gave up. But I did make it past Kazdan Paratus, I know at least, and Shakti. But without further ado, I'm going to be going with Sith Lord because I feel like it's the one that makes the most sense for this playthrough, because I've gotten better at video games. So, without further ado, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I will have to let this intro play out, sadly, so I have to talk constantly to make sure I don't get copyright struck. Alright, so let's see. Star Wars! The Force Unleashed. Also had a pretty good D&D game. Fine game. The galaxy is on the brink of total darkness. The evil Galactic Empire has overthrown the Old Republic and now holds countless worlds in the grip of fear. Although this game takes place between 3 and 4. The Jedi Knights have all been but destroyed. Only a handful of have escaped Imperial forces, disappearing into hiding across the galaxy. The Emperor's spies have located a lone Jedi Knight on the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk. The Sith Lord Darth Vader has been sent to destroy him. Let's just let it play out. But yeah. This game is also one of the best-selling Star Wars games of all time, along with KOTOR and Battlefront. The Battlefront series. Honestly deserves it. Because this game is pretty darn good. Though, personally, for myself, I prefer the Wii version over this version. But I'll talk more about that later. Without further ado, see you guys in a bit after the cutscene's done. Unless I have something to interject. You know, see ya.
We were ambushed upon arrival, but I have the situation well in...
I have no interest in your failures, Commander. I am here on a mission of my own.
And without further ado, we start the game as Darth Vader himself, the Lord of the Sith. Vader plays a little bit differently than you'll see later in the game. For one, he has his own unique moveset. What the frick was that? That was a bug. Anyways, for one, he had you press the X button to do attacks with the lightsaber. You can time it or do like that. By the way, I am playing using a what is it called? This a 60 FPS patch to fix some things. Y right now is force choke or force grip. B button is force push, which by the way is the Havoc engine. Is probably my favorite power of this game. R left trigger is block, but with that you can access called force powers like lightsaber throw, which is L, R, LT and X, and free pulse with LT and B. Right trigger, on the other hand, we'll see later, and then left bumper, we'll see what it does later. But left trigger is force grip. You can lift up at someone in the main combo of the game. The left stick controls direction, and basically horizontal or X. While the right stick controls Y. You'll be able to throw your own troopers. Let's see, you'll be able to throw your own troopers basically as projectiles, or just kill them for health. You also press X in order to stab this Wookiee. Wink. Force push. So, hold B, and when fully charged, you can let go for an ultra-powerful force push to absolutely destroy everything in your path. So, also A button is the jump button, I forgot to mention. But right now we only have force slam, no combos in the air or anything. Just slam. Smash. I'll probably be destroying everything you see in my way because it's fun too. Now, in the Xbox version, in PlayStation version, there is an Easter egg. By killing all of these stormtroopers, you can get like 10 of them. You get an Easter egg referencing it's an old skit that someone used to do. I think Chad Vader, is that what it's called? Where basically it was basically Darth Vader's cousin running a strip mall, or a food store. So yeah. But fun fact about the actor in that, he was actually the voice of Darth Vader in this game, playing him in this game in the sequel. Also, by the way, you can use your lightsaber to chop this tree in half. It's really cool. That was an accident. Bye. 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 Alright, without further ado, just keep moving forward. And you can also use the force, push the cannonball them. Have fun in your Worcester trees. Ouch. Have fun on the beachhead. Which, by the way, you can also look at the beachhead to see a little battle going on with 2D sprites. Amazing cool thing. This game is very big on little details like that. It's really cool. Also, you can press start in order to boot up the save game and options and input in cheat codes, while right is databank. I should probably read the databank, actually, think about it. In the databank, you can have access to characters, locations, and vehicles. Oh, we don't have any of them. I will be reading some of the databank stuff, just warning you. For those who don't like that stuff, I will be reading it, mainly because I like reading little lore bits. Oh. Okay, just force choke you. Snap your neck. Get him away. Darth Vader. I don't have to stand for this. Though I do love just spamming force pushes. It's fun to do. Oh no, right trigger is left bumper is lock on. It's not really too useful a lot of the time. Lock on I tend to find kind of makes it harder. But hey. Havoc engine, baby. But if you use too much force power, you can run out of your force gauge, and you have to recharge it over time. Gotta love this game. This game's so cool. Get out of the way. Oh, well there goes that rock. Dunk. Get off. I'm gonna stop killing my stormtroopers because it feels wrong for Vader to do. You know, he doesn't really kill stormtroopers. He only really kills officers. Have fun. Yeah, I slammed him into a wall. Just get him away. You're not even worth soiling my lightsaber. You have a little map, by the way, up top right, left part of the screen, you can see the map, along with the, what is it called? You can see the map along with the health bar and force gauge. If you explain what those are, blue is, force. Also, if an enemy is on the ground and you press and hold the X button, you can do a ground slam. Like I'll show right here. Oh, well. Or a piercing slash. Out of the way. Now here's another cool area. Try to go across this bridge and TIE Fighter crashes because TIE Fighter pilots are not the best pilots. The reason I like this area is because the Havoc engine bridges, which you can use the Force to wobble and basically cause you'll fall off them. Also goes lightsaber. It's fun to do. Alright. Force push! Oh, I missed. Yeah, my audio settings messed up for some reason. Really quiet on my end. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. I love force push. And I missed. Okay. Okay, force choke. Get off. What the frick? Hello there. Ow. Alright. And we'll head into our first boss against Kento Merrick. The reason we are here, an escaped Jedi.
Whatever you want, you won't find it here.
You
Cannot
cannot
disguise yourself from me, Jedi.
Turn back.
And battle time. Every stage in this game has a boss fight. This one being Kento Merrick, the rogue Jedi, Kento Merrick. An extremely easy boss. Also, I will be using lock-on just for the sake of making it look cool. But Kento Merrick is extremely easy due to him being extremely vulnerable to Force grip. And just the Force in general. You also cannot lose. He is extremely vulnerable to the Force. As you can probably see. And you can just do that and check his HP off. Okay, it's saber lock. Press X rapidly to win the lock. Very easy to do. And you get a little animation for doing so. You also have a force lock too. Though much one's much harder to do most of the time. No, Jedi enemies also have their own force gauges. Most of the time. But yeah. Ouch. Okay, he's gonna throw a TIE fighter at us. So you just stay out of the middle of the stage, and you should be fine. Okay. I was hoping for a force clash there, but missed. Okay. Can you throw a force push, please? Hey, throw a force push. Throw a force push. Do it. Do it. Okay, I'm tired of this. Okay, I'm tired of this. Alright, die. Okay, he's using that, so I can't hit him, so I just run away. Ow! My face. Okay. Ow. I keep hitting the block button. Ow. Stop it. Ow. Okay, charge. Okay. Charge it up. Okay. And now, throw a lightsaber. Throw it in the floor. And quick time event time. I'm just not going to press anything, just to showcase that you literally cannot fail quick time events. In this game, there's a constant throughout it. Just quick time events are guaranteed. But first, force choke. Just lift you up. And let's start throwing them. Into the tree, into your house, and into the floor. And time to send you into your house. Get destroyed, Kento. Alright, I'll shut up now.
I sense someone far more powerful nearby. Where is your master?
The dark side has clouded your mind. You killed my master years ago.
Then now you will share his fate. A son.
Run!
Lord Vader.
Come with me. More will be here soon. You were weak when I found you. Now your hatred has become your strength. At last, the dark side is your ally. Rise, my apprentice.
What is your will, my master?
Your training is nearly complete. It is time to face your first true test.
Your spies have located a Jedi?
Yes, Master Ram Kota. He is attacking a critical Imperial shipyard. Destroy him and bring me his lightsaber.
I shall leave at once, master.
The Emperor cannot discover you. Leave no witnesses. Kill everyone aboard, Imperials and Kota's men alike.
As you wish, my master.
Starkiller, or his actual name, Galen Merrick, is voiced by Sam Witwer, which you might recognize his voice actor as being Darth Maul from Star Wars, the Clone Wars / Rebels.
Ah, Master! Another excellent duel!
Proxy, you did catch me by surprise. I haven't fought that training program in years. I thought you'd erased it.
I'd hoped that using an older training module would catch you off guard and allow me to finally kill you. I'm sorry I failed you again.
Well, I'm sure you'll keep trying. Yeah, but do me a favor. Don't ambush me anytime.
Proxy. Yes, why were you whispering?
Shh, who's that?
Ah, yes. Your new pilot has finally arrived, Master. Accessing Imperial records.
Captain Juno Eclipse, born on Korrilag, where she became the youngest student ever accepted into the Imperial Academy. Decorated combat pilot with over 100 combat missions, and commanding officer during the bombing of Kalos. Hand-picked by Lord Vader to lead his Black 5 squadron, but later reassigned to a top-secret mission. Is there a psychological profile in there too?
Actually, yes. But it's restricted. Oh, Master, I can tell you she's going to be impossible to reprogram.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes. My orders are clear. I'm to keep your ship running and fly you wherever your missions require.
Did Vader tell you that he killed our last pilot?
No. But I can only assume that he gave Lord Vader good reason to do so. I will not.
Well, let's hope so. I'm sick of training new pilots. What have you done to my ship?
I've taken the liberty of upgrading the Rogue Shadow sensor array. Now you'll be able to spy on any suspect ships within the entire system. You are one of Vader's spies.
You don't need to know anything about my missions except where I'm going. Now I need to jump to Nar Shaddaa. Can you handle that?
Of course.
Nice smooth talking there, Galen Merrick. And by that, I mean lack thereof. Anyways, welcome to the tutorial. Welcome aboard the Rogue Shadow, Master. I have recently installed a training room aboard your personal use. Here, you can practice your force powers and combat techniques through various instructional and combat training modules at Lord Vader's request. All modules are programmed to try and kill you, just like me. Meet Galen Merrick, the Vader's secret apprentice, who is the son of Kento Merrick. He is much more nimble compared to Vader, having much more control. Oh, for one, being like 3 times his speed. Yeah, we aren't gonna move at Vader's pace the entire game. Don't you worry. He's much better with the with faster lightsaber combat. Has a dash move and a double jump. Though I'll be going more into other character. Well, I'll be reading his bio later, but I want to actually see if they have stuff in it now. Oh, they already did. They always did. Got it. Alright, so let's read some bios before we start the tutorial. Captain Juno Eclipse. Juno Eclipse was born on Korrilag, a core world that would eventually be viewed as a model imperial planet. As a young girl, Juno showed fascination for alien worlds and cultures, an interest her mother encouraged. Unfortunately, her mother was killed in the crossfire between Imperials and insurgents on Korrilag, leaving Juno to be raised by her cold and distant father. A fierce follower of Emperor Palpatine, Juno's father instilled in his daughter a belief that the Empire's aims were just. He also chastised her interest in alien cultures. As she grew older, Juno began to feel that she would never earn her father's love or respect. However, he talked endlessly about his great admiration for the brave men and women who joined the Imperial Academy on Korrilag, hoping to earn her father's love. The serious and intelligent Juno set her sights on the Academy. She made an ideal student, but her father, Richello, was lonely and bereft of any real joy. It did not take long for Juno's incredible academic record to earn her notice by Imperial recruiters. At 14, Juno was the youngest student ever accepted to Korrilag Academy. There she worked tirelessly to prove herself in her father's eyes. She learned to fly and repair a variety of crafts, maintain droids, and wield blasters and other weapons with deadly accuracy, much to her surprise. Juno also proved to be a talented combat pilot, but despite all her hard work, Juno's father never showed her the love she craved. When Juno graduated from the academy, he refused to attend the ceremony. Furious, Juno left Korrilag for Imperial service, vowing to never return home. The Empire, particularly her squad mates and fellow pilots, will be your family now. After graduating from the academy, Juno flew numerous combat missions throughout the Outer Rim as the Empire spread across the galaxy and brought peace to war-torn worlds. Her success in battle brought Juno numerous commendations and admiration of her peers and commanding officers. Juno was almost happy. She was surrounded by friends, respected and even feared for her abilities, and living a life of high adventure. Juno's record eventually caught Darth Vader's attention at his command. She led a bombing run against the insurgents in Kalos, a world in the Outer Rim. This should have been Juno's shining moment, her most important mission for the Empire's right hand. Juno handpicked her squadron and launched an unrelenting attack. However, during the strike, Juno realized that the planet's native species had little in the way of offensive weaponry. She began to question the attack. Vader ordered Juno to destroy a massive planetary reactor. Unwilling to give up her perfect life as an Imperial officer, Juno complied. Juno was horrified when she realized that the resulting explosion caused global climate changes, wiping out nearly all life on the planet, including millions of sentient species and untold thousands of undocumented species. As a reward for sterling service at the Battle of Kalos, Juno received a special assignment from Vader. She became the pilot of the Rogue Shadow, an advanced prototype starship reserved for use by one of Vader's mysterious agents known only to Juno as Starkiller. Yeah, that's Juno's backstory. We'll learn more about Juno later. Let's read some other bios that I can see. I'll be going over them when I see them, but yeah. Vader. The personification of evil and fear, Darth Vader is Emperor Palpatine's relentless enforcer. Born Anakin Skywalker, Vader was a talented and spirited child who inhibited strong Force potential. At an early age, he became the expert pilot and one of the heroes of the Clone Wars. Alongside his mentor, and Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan trained Anakin in the use of the Force, but the Chancellor Palpatine recognized Skywalker's potential and began. But then Chancellor Palpatine recognized Skywalker's potential and began secretly grooming him to become his own apprentice. Anakin was torn between his loyalty to the Jedi Order and Palpatine, who promised that Anakin would prevent the deaths of those he loved by mastering the power of the dark side. And Skywalker eventually discovered that Chancellor was a Sith Lord, but he was left behind at the Jedi Temple when facing Mace Windu and the other Jedi set out. Okay, what was left behind at the Jedi Temple when Mace Windu and the other Jedi sent to arrest Palpatine? Anakin recklessly left the temple, arriving at Palpatine's quarters just as Mace was about to destroy the Chancellor. He lashed out to protect the Chancellor, ensuring Windu's demise. The Chancellor claimed that Anakin was now a Sith Lord and dubbed him Darth Vader. For his first act as Palpatine's disciple, Darth Vader led a brutal attack of the Jedi Temple, slaughtering most of the Jedi Knights, Masters, even younglings inside. He then traveled to Mustafar to destroy the remnants of the Confederacy. Darth Obi-Wan pursued Vader to the volcanic planet, and the two engaged in a terrible duel that led to Vader's fall into the molten pit. Having declared himself Emperor, Palpatine soon arrived to rescue Vader, who was transformed into the shell of his former self. His shattered body was sustained by specially built armor and a breathing apparatus. Despite this, Darth Vader had continued to serve the Emperor and has led to the efforts to hunt down and exterminate the remaining Jedi Knights. Although seemingly loyal to the Emperor, Darth Vader has harbored much anger towards his master and secretly plots to overthrow him. As a part of his plan, Vader has taken a young apprentice, corrupting the boy and training him in the ways of the dark side, all with the promise that one day they will destroy the Emperor together. Palpatine, the diabolical Sith Lord who rules the galaxy through fear. Emperor Palpatine has ordered the destruction of the last Jedi Knights and corrupted his menacing apprentice, Darth Vader. A conniving schemer, Palpatine first rose to power in the Senate, eventually becoming Supreme Chancellor of the Republic, but pretending to be a friend of the Jedi Order and staunch defender of the democracy. But Palpatine secretly plotted against the Jedi and Republic in his dual identity as Darth Sidious. As Sidious, he trained the Sith Lord Darth Maul, recruited Count Dooku and General Grievous to his side, and masterminded the creation of the Confederacy of Independent Systems and its separatist army. When the galaxy was faced with the threat of a galactic civil war, a conflict Palpatine and Sidious secretly orchestrated, Palpatine manipulated the Senate into granting him emergency powers to allow the creation of a grand army of the Republic. He quickly took the control of the Republic and steered the galaxy into conflict. He continued to profess his loyalty to the Jedi while sending Jedi generals to the front lines and manipulating young Anakin Skywalker to believe the Jedi Order is corrupt. After the Confederacy's defeat, Palpatine betrayed the Jedi when he issued Order 66 upon his command. The Republic's clone troopers turned against their Jedi generals, slaughtering thousands before they could react. With the Jedi nearly extinct, Palpatine was able to declare himself the Emperor, transforming the Old Republic into the First Galactic Empire. Since declaring the Republican Empire, Palpatine has promoted the doctrines of hatred, speciesism, and tyranny. He has eliminated all opposition in violent fashion, forcing senators such as Mon Mothma and Garm Bel Iblis to disappear into hiding. He uses Darth Vader as his enforcer and hounds the remaining Jedi Knights, murdering the last of the noble sect to ensure that he will never be challenged. Meanwhile, he has launched a massive military buildup and begun constructing incredibly destructive starships, space stations, and weapons. Under Palpatine's rule, hundreds of worlds have been enslaved or ravaged, dissidents murdered, and entire industries nationalized. Oh, dang. Anyway, up here is the Fugitive Jedi Knight. There's only 2 bios on him, so it's going to be much shorter. When the Emperor issued Order 66, the Jedi were all but destroyed. Thousands of Jedi perished when they were ambushed by their own clone soldiers, and dozens of the Order's most powerful members died during Darth Vader's brutal assault on the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. The few Jedi who survived Palpatine's betrayal and Vader's wrath immediately fled into exile, many disappearing into hiding on remote worlds, or turned their backs to the Force and adopted entirely new identities. Intent on wiping out the Jedi Order forever, the Emperor and Darth Vader continue to scour the galaxy for Jedi survivors. Vader's relentless Jedi Purge has taken him to countless worlds, including Kashyyyk, where he had been confronted a mysterious Jedi Knight who had been befriended by the native Wookiees. Although Vader knows little of the Jedi's history, even his real name has been lost, he did discover the Jedi Knight's greatest secret, his son. After killing the Jedi Knight, Vader kidnapped the son and became his secret apprentice. I already said his name, which is Kento Merrick. Anyways, for bios, we only have Proxy and do we have Star Killer? Oh, we have the Secret Apprentice and a couple Wookiees. So, I'll read those bios and the planets if I can. Imperial Stormtroopers. Elite shock trooper fanatically loyal to the Empire and impossible to sway from the Imperial cause. Stormtroopers wear imposing white armor, offering a wide range of survival equipment and temperature control systems that allows the soldiers to survive in almost any environment. Stormtroopers wield a standard issue E11 blaster rifle and attacks in hordes to overwhelm their enemies. Next up is Proxy. Proxy is a prototype holodroid who has been a constant companion to Darth Vader's secret apprentice for many years. Although Proxy's origins are unknown, the droid is a one-of-a-kind unit capable of using advanced hologram technology and built-in servos to alter his appearance. Becoming virtually anyone, Proxy employs this ability to provide face-to-face communication between Vader and apprentice, and others, most often Darth Vader himself. Additionally, Proxy is being programmed to act as a training droid, taking the shape of various enemies, including past Jedi, to test the apprentice's fighting acumen. He even harbors several lightsabers in his chassis, which allows him to challenge the apprentice whatever they spar. While Proxy is intensely loyal to Vader's apprentice, who he knows only by his codename Starkiller, the droid is programmed with a sinister prime directive to kill his master at the first available opportunity. Proxy spent several years ambushing the apprentice in order to fulfill their programming, never realizing that success would end their friendship forever. The Secret Apprentice, a powerful, almost primal force wielder. Darth Vader's secret apprentice has been trained by the dark side of the Sith to hunt down the last of the galaxy's Jedi Knights. Darth Vader discovered his secret apprentice in the Wookiee world of Kashyyyk, kidnapping the boy after striking down his Jedi father. Vader has spent years personally training the apprentice in the ways of the Sith, but no other Imperials, including the Emperor himself, know of his existence. The apprentice's training has been harsh and unforgiving. Vader subjected the boy to rigorous physical tests bordering on torture. He first controlled the boys through fear, then he taught him to embrace his hatred and other base emotions. As the boy grew older, Vader promised him greater power, through the dark side. Under Vader's relentless tutelage, the apprentice has all but perfected the fine arts of lightsaber combat and has learned to wield many fearsome dark side powers, including Form 7 Vapad, which isn't mentioned here, but that is what he wields. As he grew stronger in the ways of the Force, Vader began testing the apprentice by sending him on secret missions to dispatch the Dark Lord's rivals and enemies. Vader assigned his apprentice the codename Starkiller and provided him with an advanced prototype starship, the Rogue Shadow, to aid in his missions. With his early trials complete, the apprentice is now ready to embark on his most dangerous mission yet, the hunt for Rogue Jedi. It is Vader's hope that the apprentice will one day fulfill a dark destiny, standing at Vader's side as they confront and destroy the Emperor together. The Wookiees. Legendaries for their immense strength, the Wookiees are powerful, hair-covered humanoids native to the Kashyyyk. As a species, Wookiees are honorable, fiercely loyal, and very protective of their families. While generally gentle, Wookiees can experience terrifying berserker rages, making them among the galaxy's most fearsome warriors. Wookiee soldiers are typically armed with giant rick blades and bowcasters. Although they speak in a species of growls, grunts, and roars, they are often viewed as primitive. Wookiees are actually quite intelligent. Capable of designing and building advanced weapons and even starships. Among their most amazing architectural achievements are the sprawling villages they construct out of the branches atop Kashyyyk's massive worship trees. Wookiee Berserker. Nearly all Wookiees are ferocious combatants, but their Wookiees Berserkers are trained to channel their strength and legendary Wookiee rage into viable fighting form. Kashyyy's first line of defense, Wookiees Berserkers are typically stationed in villages across the planet. They typically wield enormous rick blades and are extremely protective of their kin. When faced with an enemy force, Berserkers will leap into combat with reckless abandon. Although this tactic initially seems reckless, it is designed to draw enemy fire away from more vulnerable Wookiees, including support soldiers armed with bowcasters. And then this is the infantry, and that's it mainly for characters right now. Despite their seemingly primitive society, Wookiees long ago learned to design and build a variety of blasters, other ranged weapons, Wookiees infantry are trained to wield a laser bowcaster, commonly known as a laser crossbow, commonly known as a bowcaster. A traditional Wookiee weapon, which requires a Wookiee's great strength to cock and fire accurately. The bowcaster launches deadly energy corals. Wookiee infantry typically attack from a distance, relying on Wookiee berserkers and other soldiers to slow advancing enemies. And that's it. And then there's the locations. I won't go too much in them because they're spoilers, but I'll just be reading Kashyyyk today because we'll read this well, next episode. Oops. A lush mid-rim world, Kashyyyk is dominated by sparkling oceans, white sand beaches, and most notably dense forests that stretch hundreds of kilometers above the planet's surface. Kashyyyk is home to the Wookiees, a species of tall, hairy humanoids who build sprawling villages in the branches of the planet's massive trees. Throughout its long history, Kashyyyk has been attacked by species intent on enslaving the powerful Wookiees, but their proud warriors have always prevailed against their enemies. Most recently, Kashyyyk was a key battleground during the last days of the Clone Wars. Republic soldiers led by Jedi Master Yoda defeated the invading Separatist army, but Yoda was later forced to flee when the Emperor issued Order 66 and the Jedi Squad turned against him. The Emperor Ire has made several attempts to dominate Kashyyyk, but is in the process of another full-scale onslaught against the Wookiees. Read that next time. Vehicles, we have not any vehicles yet, except for the Executor, the Rogue Shadow, and Imperial Star Destroyer, which I guess I'll be reading now. Executor, Darth Vader's personal flagship. The Mammoth Super Star Destroyer is currently under the construction away from the prying eyes of the enemy of the Empire. Designed primarily to serve as a symbol of the Empire's limited power and resources, its size and shape are meant to inspire fear and terrify the entire system into submission. When completed, the one-of-a-kind vessel will be armed over 1,000 weapons and serve as the flagship of Darth Vader's fleet. Along with its numerous weapons, the starship will carry 2 full wings of TIE fighters, totaling 144 ships, along with 200 other combat and support vessels, 38,000 ground stormtroopers, and enough garrison bases and Imperial walkers to destroy any planetary opposition. Currently, however, the Executor is home only to Darth Vader, his secret apprentice, Proxy, and thousands of construction droids are working tirelessly to complete the starship. The Rogue Shadow, which is Starkiller's personal flagship. An advanced prototype starship, the Rogue Shadow is a personal transport of Darth Vader's secret apprentice, codenamed Starkiller. The vessel boasts an advanced hyperdrive, cutting-edge sensory arrays, several concealed laser cannons, and the fastest sublight engines in the Imperial fleet. Capable of transporting Starkiller virtually anywhere in the galaxy, the starship's layout includes a fully functional medical bay, crew quarters, a workshop, and meditation chamber that can double as a training room. The Rogue Shadow's most impressive feature, however, is its experimental cloaking device, which can keep the vessel hidden from even the most powerful scanners for periods of time. Though you'll never see the indoor of the ship in this game because it's only in the Wii version. Although the apprentice is a capable pilot, Vader prefers that he remain focused on his missions to allow the apprentice time to meditate and train. Vader has appointed a series of hand-picked Imperial officers to pilot the ship. Each of the previous pilots, 7 in all, have met a grisly end, either killed during one of the apprentice's most chaotic missions or murdered by Vader himself as punishment for some perceived failure. The Rogue Shadow's most recent pilot is Juno Eclipse, an experienced commander who led the attack on the planet Kalos and is also the first woman to occupy the Rogue Shadow's pilot chair. Though he declares not voice it, Starkiller expects that Vader selected Juno for his duty in order to test the apprentice in some way. That's interesting. The Mammoth starship, which forms the core of the Imperial Navy. The Imperial Star Destroyer bristles with ion cannons and turbo lasers, 2 giant deflector shield generators atop the bridge protect the ship as it enters combat, and dozens of tractor beams aid in capturing enemy vessels. The Imperial class I-class Star Destroyer, the most prominent symbol of the Empire's might, is an engineering marvel developed by Kuat Drive Yards, KDY, exclusively for the Imperial forces. However, the concept of massive, highly destructive starships was at first researched during the Clone Wars. Certainly after that conflict ended, the Imperial engineer built the Victory-class Star Destroyer early in the Galactic Civil War. KDY expanded upon the Victory-class Star Destroyer to create the impressive Imperial-class I-class destroyer. The most important design and innovation was the decision to replace the starship's energy source with Sanar Fleet System IA-2B solar ionization reactor, a power generator unequaled by anything ever produced, essentially a tiny sun. The SFS IA-2B can fuel a destroyer's hyperdrive systems, weaponry, sub-satellite drives, computers, and life support systems at maximum level and still retain a substantial energy reserve. The reactor is encased in a heavily shielded dome constructed of durasteel and carbonite. Located in the destroyer's ventral surface, the primary landing bays house the bulk of the Star Destroyer's starships. Each Star Destroyer always carries a full wing of 72 TIE fighters of varying design. The TIEs assist during combat or are used for perimeter defense, system patrols, reconnaissance, and planetary assault. A Star Destroyer's nerve center is the bridge located atop a huge commanding tower jutting upward from the starship's superstructure. Navigation, weaponry, defenses, and troop and starfighter deployment, tactical maneuver, and hyperspace jumps are all controlled from the bridge. Normally, the Star Destroyer's captain can be found on the bridge, overseeing cadre A cadre of officers, while computers and various Imperial specialists work in computer-laden pits recessed in the bridge's floor, though that can lead to a massive weak spot, as we see later. Also, we can't do anything else yet, but I'm thinking about ending the part here, and then doing the tutorial and the next mission in its own part. Because I think that we basically read all the bios that are needed to be read. So, without further ado, this is going to be Ultrasound 15, signing off. Have a great day. Bye.